Students, it is good to have you here. Today, we'll be talking about introduction to sales. And some of the highlighted points that we'll be talking about is what is sales, the roles in sales, misconceptions in sales, and some key terms that you need to know in the course of the course. What is sales? Sales is the process of finding people with a problem, showing them that you have the solution and guiding them to a decision to actually buy. So you identify someone that actually have a problem that you have a solution to. And what you are going to do is that you are going to show them that you have the solution. Then you guide them to making a buying decision. You are not a manipulator. It is problem solving with purpose. So you are not manipulating people into buying. You are helping people solve a problem with purpose. You are not just talking. It is listening, research, and follow up. So you're not just coming and talking to somebody that you didn't even do any research on. You didn't even listen to anything they had to say. It is listening, research, and follow up. Value exchange. You give something worth more than they pay. So that is why in sales, when people talk about it is expensive, I know we have not gotten there. When people talk about have objections like it is expensive, people tell them that this is the result you get with this money. So if they are paying for a particular value, that means that they are getting a result that is worth more than the money. So what is happening here is that there is a value exchange. That means that you are giving them something more than the amounts that they are going to pay. Now, I say sales is a process of finding people with a problem. So you find people that have different problems that your solution can provide solution to their problem. If you know what I mean when you are working in sales, you are working in different industries. So let's say for instance, you help businesses build websites, for example. So now the problem that you're helping businesses solve is to maybe have like a booking system, to make their work easy instead of going back and forth with, clients. Instead of going back and forth on WhatsApp with clients or maybe TikTok, Facebook, whatever platform that they use. Or you make it easy for their clients to go to their websites to view their portfolio. You just make work easier for them, or you make it easy for people to find them on Google, on their platform, or when people are scrolling around, 2 to 3 in the midnight and they come across their page, they can just check out their website, and book them. These are the things that you are providing solution to their own problem if they currently do not have a website. Sure you get. So that means that you identify that this person, they could do well with having a website. So what you have done is that you have identified a problem that they have. That means they need a website. And you have a solution to that problem. So what you are going to do is that you are going to provide solution. So now, if you want to provide solution now, it's not that you are just going to build it or you are just going to reach out to them. What you are going to do is that you are going to guide them to a buying decision. You are going to what? Guide them to a buying decision. So that is that for that. So what are the roles that you can work in sales? So what are the roles that in sales that you can work with? So if you learn sales, what are the roles that you can work in? So for here we have sales specialist. I say a sales specialist is it sells a specific product or services for a company. So let's say for instance now the company that you're working for, they sell bag of rice, they sell cement, they sell sugar, they sell flour. So, but when you go there as a salesperson, you only go there to specialize in helping them sell a particular product. So let's take for example, you are helping them to sell cement. So you are helping them to sell cement. So you are a salesperson that specializes in selling a product or a service. So you're not selling everything. So another one is that we have an appointment setter. An appointment setter books calls for closers. They book calls for closers. And I said it is good for entry level. So basically what you are doing in appointment setting is that you are booking appointments. You are booking appointments. And it is one of the easiest way to enter into sales. One of the easiest rule to enter into sales. Basically, what you're doing is that you're calling prospects and you're booking an appointment, and that appointment you are transferring it to a closer. So who is a closer? This is like, okay, now let me jump now. You see that the fourth one here is a closer or account executive. They convert qualified leads into paying customers. So now, for instance, now if you want to reach out to maybe a customer or a prospective lead, somebody that you want to reach out to, that you see that they have a problem and you have a solution to. If you want to reach out to them, you're going to see people that say, oh, I am interested. You're going to see people that say, oh, I am not interested. You're going to see people that say, oh, think about it. Some people will ghost you for days. Some people will just not respond to you. So then an appointment setter will filter out these people. So an appointment setter will be the one to start fitting out, okay, these people are interested, these ones are not interested, these ones are interested, these ones are not interested. So the interested one, they will book an appointment with them. They now transfer it to a closer or an account executive. So when they transfer it to a closer, that person, it will make work easier for them. So they'll just convert those people to what? Paying customers. They'll convert those people to paying customers. Beautiful. That way, the work of the closer will be very, very easier. What they are doing is that they are closing. They are not in the qualifying leads to know if maybe the leads are interested. So the appointment setter will be the one to be doing that one. The ones that are not interested, they will not get to the closer. They will not get to the closer. It is the ones that are interested that will be getting to the closer, because what? The appointment setter have done all the work. They have set the appointment. They just transfer it to the closer. So now we have another rule. Another rule is SDR. So an SDR does outreach and qualify lead for closers. So an SDR what? Does outreach. So this person, they go, they do outreach. So what is an outreach? You understand? So they does outreach, they go online to find prospective people, people that have the problem that you have solutions to. They go online, they find them. When they find them, they qualify the lead. Is this one interested? Is this one not interested? In this one interested? This one, okay, this one is interested. This one wants to do. This one wants to go. They'll qualify the lead and they'll not transfer it to the closer. They'll not give it to the closer. Sure you get. So you can see that you have some roles. You have like two roles now. You can either just book appointments and another person will close them, or you do outreach, qualify them, and give it to the closer. So you can just decide that you be a closer, or you be an appointment setter, or you be a sales specialist. So a sales specialist will do all the three. So what you're doing, you're going to do outreach, you're going to qualify them, and you're going to close them. So another thing is freelance or commission. So you earn per deal, no salary, no high risk, high reward. So freelance or commission are people that work for themselves. So they are sales people that are freelancers or commission based. They don't work under any organization. They don't work for any persons. They work as salesperson on their own. They work as salesperson on their own. So I would not advise that you work as a freelance in the beginning. You have to work with organizations and gain experience. So as a freelancer, you can work on your own. This way you are not earning, there's no risk, there's nothing. You're working on your own and you get to earn commission. That means that it is when you close that you are going to make money. So we have BDR. A BDR find new markets and growth opportunities. Just like it says, he find new markets and growth opportunities. So it is business development. So finding new markets and growth opportunities, just like it has says. So we have sales manager. These are leads and coaches for sales team. So a sales manager is a person that coaches sales team. A lead, someone that is the lead of a sales team. So let's say, for instance, just as we have in the office where you have like a manager, a lead, then we have other people in the department, in the team that are working, but we have a manager. Same thing with a sales too. So in a sales team, we have a sales manager. So this person, he leads and coaches a sales team. Let's continue. So now we have common misconceptions about sales. Common misconceptions. One of the misconceptions here says that you have to be loud and pushy. And I said that the best salespeople listen more than they talk, because that is your job. Your job is to listen and talk less. Listen and talk less. Because the more you listen, the more you'll be able to answer questions properly. I think that's one thing that is a problem today. Many people do not know how to listen. So when you listen well, you will answer question properly. So that is why, as a salesperson, you listen more than you talk. Another misconception here says that you need a degree. As a salesperson, honestly, you do not need a degree. You do not need a degree. You do not need to have like 4 years course or anything. Sales rewards skills and reward, not certificate. Even after you get the certificate, sales rewards skills and reward. So it is your skill and your reward that they are going to see. That's what sales is going to reward, honestly. It is how much you know how to be a closer, be an appointment setter, how much you know how to get the job done. How much you know how to get the job done. That is what will help you in sales. Another thing here is introverts can't sell. Introverts can't sell. Introverts are often better listeners, a superpower in sales. Listening is a superpower in sales. Not even only in sales, in life, listening is a superpower. So I just want to cut in to say that this video would be cut into 15 minutes each. So this first video will be 15 and the next one would be 15, just to make it easier for us to watch. So it will be 15 instead of watching at a stretch. So let's continue. If they say no, it is over. Many people think that when they are trying to sell to someone and the person says no, then that often means, oh, maybe they are not interested, or let me just continue, let me just move forward. No, salespeople say no often mean not yet, or they need more information. So if people say no, you ask exactly why they say no, because that is the reason behind saying no. It's just like when you are going on the road and someone is trying to sell something to you and you are saying no. There's actually going to be a reason why you are saying no. So let's say you are going on the road and someone say they want to sell something to you and you say no. And I also come and I say no. Should I tell you for a fact that there is a reason behind your no and there is a reason behind my no? But because they never asked, they will not know. So let's say, for instance, when you saw it, you'll be like, no, you're not interested in buying it because probably you do not need it. The reason why you don't want to buy it is because you do not need it. Sure, you get? That person can actually now make you need it by asking you some questions that, okay, do you do this? Do you do that? Do you know that this can actually come into your routine? If they had asked, that conversation would have sufficed, but they never asked. But now, let's take me for example. So let's say I am coming, I also get to see the seller and they say, oh, come and buy this. And I tell them, oh, no. Immediately I tell them no, there is a reason why I am saying no. Now, the reason why I am saying no might be that I don't have the money, not necessarily because I'm not interested. So it is going to be like that for everybody that you are trying to sell to. They have different reasons why they are saying no. But if you never ask, how would you know? That is it. So saying no doesn't mean it is over. Sales is just talking. We have so many people always saying sales is just talking, it's just talking. We know you have to talk, but most of the sales is research, follow up, and strategy, honestly. Because if you're a salesperson, you need to do research, you need to know how to follow up on people, and need to have strategy. That is one thing about sales. Sales is not just reaching out, it is having a proper strategy. So this one we end here and we'll continue in the next one. See you in the next one.